Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode number 33 of the Unofficial Rogue Company Podcast. Broguecast. I'm here with Co-Reed.
I'm here with Dirt Lord.
I'm here with Garbo.
And I'm here with Griffin.
And this is the Rogue Company Podcast, bringing you all the news that you need to know about Rogue Company. There will be a giveaway in the future for a couple of Battlepass codes and some fixers. The fixer skin, what's it called? The Ice Cold Fixer. So
yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, so by the time that this video comes out, there will be a giveaway going on. So be sure to check that description down below for, the possibility to win one of those things. We're going to start off hot, straight out of the gate, dude. It's so hot that my mouth is burning me. Formal Affair update. So the Formal Affair update was released on Wednesday this time as opposed to Tuesday. I'm guessing it had to do with the Labor Day holiday, but we got it. We got a new Battle Pass. We got some rogue changes. We got a lot of issues. A lot of issues. We're going to dive.
Battle Pass being one.
Yeah. Battle Pass would not work for the first 6 hours of the release. People running around. Yeah, people running around putting out fires. There was a lot of complaints on Twitter about it, which they did address this, and I will get into that here shortly. But speaking of the Formal Affair update within itself, Battle Pass. What do you guys think about the Battle Pass?
I think the skins are cool.
Yeah, skins are alright.
It's not
I
real.
also like the SLC Mythic wrap. That's pretty cool. The mixtape wrap. I like that a lot.
Yeah. It's not really my style, the whole go red carpet thing, but it was executed very well.
Mm-hmm.
I like the trench skin a lot. I like the Ronin skin a lot. The Lancer skin kind of leaves a little bit to be desired for it to be part of the heist skins, because like whenever you look at Heist Ema and Heist Ronin, they have those giant like bobbleheads. They look like characters out of Umbrella Academy with those giant heads on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And her head or her mask is not quite as big. I wish it was a little bit bigger. It looks fine. They got to give her a jewel encrusted mask for some reason, but whatever. It's okay. It is what it is. Like I said, it's not my style. There's a lot of chuffa in this Battle Pass, if I'd have to say so, especially the gold weapons. I can't think of what they're called. The fashion state, is it the fashion statement? Yeah. So, cause you get,
you mean the leopard print one?
Yeah. It's a little cheesy. Yeah. And then the gold,
that emblem you get.
Oh yeah.
It's like it was made in paint.
Yeah. The 21 karat.
The diamond one. Yeah.
It's rough, man. They could have done a lot with that, but it legitimately looks like something that you would pick up in an N64 game. Like legit. It's crazy that's like, we're going with that because that's cool as fuck. I'm like, ooh.
The Triforce and Ocarina of Time looks better.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Right. I think the Triforce. I think the Triforce and A Link to the Past looks better. You know what I mean?
Possibly.
God.
Mario RPG, has pretty good graphics.
Yeah.
Some decent ones in there.
So. But the Battle Pass is what it is. I mean, I always get it whenever it comes out. Speaking of that, and I meant to put this at the top, I might insert it. There will be a giveaway in the future for a couple of Battle Pass codes and some fixers. The fixer skin, what's it called? The Ice Cold Fixer. So
that's what it is.
Yeah, so by the time that this video comes out, there will be a giveaway going on. So be sure to check that description down below for, the possibility to win one of those things. But next up here, we got the map update for Glacier. Now, I've played Glacier more this past 3 days than I have since the map was released in the game. We played a ton of custom matches on it, and it's also, I guess they bumped up the appearance rate for the map itself in the quick play mode, which we'll get into in a little bit. But I've played it several times, man, and I've really been enjoying it on every game mode. Yeah.
It's become one of my favorite maps.
Yes. It's amazing what they can do whenever they take a pre-existing map, update it just a little bit, add a couple of new cut through areas to explore, and it revamps that map completely, because now your rotation time is literally cut in like third of what it was before. You know what I'm saying? Like, instead of having to rotate back through your spawn or rotate all the way around through the enemy spawn, you can cut through the middle of the boat without having to go through the bottom. And that
Dude, I
is,
was shooting people on the other side.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And the way that they have the cover laid out in this is like perfect, because you can stay behind specific cover. You can see the cut throughs. You can see specific points of the map, but there's always one area to your side or to your back that you can't cover all the time. And that's just good map design, because having a piece of cover that is just completely, isolated except for like one specific direction, that's kind of bad. That's a bad design. But they really took the time to flesh out some of these cover designs whenever they introduce these cut throughs, and that's incredible. And there's enough cover that whenever you start taking bullets and start taking damage, you can get to a piece of cover fairly quickly without feeling like you're stranded out in no man's land. Like, the cover for the maps were originally designed for that original time to kill, which in that original time to kill, you could be taking a ton of bullets and still make it to a piece of cover. And you may only have a couple of HP left, but you still have enough to get to that cover. Now, since they've reworked the TTK like 18 different times, it's a little bit harder to make it from cover to cover, unless the map is designed very well. And this one has been like revamped in a fantastic way, Draft pick improvements. So I haven't been able to experience the draft pick improvements because they disabled ranked because of ranked issues. They disabled rank because like there's a bug in the game where you can force the match to end and nobody gets any RP. They don't lose any RP. They don't get any experience. They get nothing. Absolutely. It's a network disconnect error. And they had to disable ranked because they haven't fixed it yet. And it's supposed to be coming out in a hot fix soon, but we'll see how long that takes. Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo have to approve those. If they submitted them, let's say best case scenario on Friday, it's still going to take them probably until Monday or Tuesday to approve everything in that patch. So hopefully it'll happen sooner rather than later, because I do want to get in ranked and do some rank grinding this season to see, I enjoy the draft pick. So I still wish that they would rework this so that Team B has some type of advantage going into the match, but still not going to get that. They're going to have to do another improvement, I guess, in order to get that where it needs to be. Pistol and melee mastery. So, I'll hit melee mastery first. We're not in the throes of melee mastery yet. It took a pretty good bit of time for us to get fully engrossed in weapon mastery. We're there now. You see a lot of people complaining about weapon mastery, and the reason they're complaining about it is because everybody has the meta weapons mastered at this point. We're not in the throes of melee mastery yet where that meta comes back, but it will definitely happen unless some type of balance happens with the melee weapons. It's just inevitable. So,
I am already seeing people with mastered melee weapons.
Yeah.
I ran into 2 people today that had claymores. It was a kestrel and I think a lancer.
Yeah. So that's where you're seeing it. You're seeing it with the claymores and it makes sense. In their brains, they're like, claymore's the hardest hitting thing. You can down someone when you throw it with one throw. You can also do a very significant amount of damage whenever you melee someone with it.
What a lunge distance.
A lunge distance.
Yeah.
When you upgrade that shit, you can fly at them, dude.
Right. So it's not going to be long until, and I'm sure a lot of those veteran players are either no longer playing the game or they've moved on from some of the melee stuff that happened early on. But once these newer players start figuring out that combat axe is going to be fucking people up all over the map, it's going to it's going to be a problem, dude. It's going to be right back to the way that it was before. We had this fixed over a year ago at this point, and we're reintroducing it. Good job. Good job.
Yay.
Yeah.
Well, it's part of the Project Saint, dude, because now everyone gets to experience across multiple characters.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Anyway. And then
You won't see that baseball bat anymore, I'll tell you that.
yeah, baseball bat's going to go away. Throwing knives, or whatever. Yeah, it's the combat knife that's going away.
Yeah.
You're going to see
Anything that's a down with a throw, you're going to see a lot of that. You're going to see the claymore, and like you said, that axe, because that axe is, if you can hit him in the head, it's nasty, dude.
yeah, absolutely, yeah. So, and then with pistol mastery, like that hasn't come full swing as of yet, but I mean, we're already seeing a lot of issues with the pistol mastery, specifically from my perspective with the warrant and the revolver. The warrant is just an absolute fucking powerhouse in this game, man.
You can run it as a primary
Yeah,
and be successful.
yeah, it beats out a lot of the SMGs in the game.
Yep.
And that's bad. And even at 15, 20 meters away, if you're tapping that head, you're getting 30 damage on it. I was looking back at some of the footage from the other night whenever we were playing against Rubio, and I was shooting Rubio, who was playing with Dima, in the head from about 20, 25 meters away and was doing 30 damage per tick. That's with Lancer, who doesn't have crack shot. So imagine that scaled up on someone that does have crack shot. That's crazy. And then you've got the revolver. The revolver is a 2-tap weapon in a lot of rogues' hands. And a lot of people realize that, and that's going to be an issue. 2-tap headshot with that thing, and you get a gunsmith to nullify that damage fall off. Might as well hang it up at that point, you know? I think the Salvo and the P12 people are kind of sleeping on right now. I think they're really good pistols, but I think that people haven't realized how good they are until they start nerfing some of the other pistols. And then the Executioner, it's good, but it needs some tweaks to it, in my opinion, to make it like that next level pistol that it used to be. And then the Spitfire. The Spitfire's good. The Spitfire's trusty. 15 ammo count starting out is rough. You can down one person with that if you're lucky. You can't down somebody with armor with it. And then whenever you upgrade it, I think you get 20 or 25 bullets in it maybe, and it's still kind of rough. So, but if they're going to balance all the pistols around one pistol, balance it around that one, because you have to legit use every piece of ammo in that thing to down someone, you know? So that's a good starting place, in my opinion, and then buff them from there. Just balance them around that one and then buff them from there. I mean, to be honest, pistol mastery really doesn't matter all that much. And on paper, it makes sense why they want to do it, because, you know, if you play a game, you down someone, you thirst the kill, you can run over there and pick their weapon up. So a lot of people forfeit the pistol for whatever that individual was using. But whenever you're playing something like ranked where you have a pistol round, it kind of makes a big impact on the game, you know? So, and then game balance here, we've got for Rogues Scorch. They increased overheat cooldown from 45 to 60 seconds. I don't mind this change. I still don't understand exactly why this change happened. Of course, it has something to do with volatile and energized, but I never felt like she was getting it too much. But I also don't play respawn modes a lot. So it feels like it was more directed towards the respawn, you know, Rogue Company players more so than anybody else, in my opinion. Anvil's got 2 shields now. And if you know what you're doing with Anvil, it's a game changer in a big way, dude. Being able to go into a site and blocking 2 of the 3 entranceways off completely with the Anvil shield is just insanity. Yep. It makes shredder rounds more viable now. You know what I mean? Like,
I didn't think about that.
Yeah. And glitch is way more viable now because of that. And EMPs should destroy it if you hit it with it. You know what I mean?
At least take damage.
Yeah, right. It should do something significant to it, but I don't think it does anything to it, to be honest with you.
What if it would bust the window out?
Oh, that would be good.
I mean, hey.
Yeah, why not? But I don't think Anvil's one of those things where people were like, they keep buffing Anvil, they keep buffing Anvil, they keep buffing Anvil. I think that they were trying to buff Anvil to make him more competitive and to be more played, but that's not his issue. I don't think that this makes him OP. I just think that it makes him more of a nuisance, if anything.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Lancer. You know what I mean? Like with the speed and toughness, Lancer has become more of a nuisance than, unless she's using like the arbitrator or something crazy like that. She's more of a nuisance than anything at this point. Targeting through smoke. No longer use AoE gadgets. Targeter to see player outlines through smoke. I mean, this, you know what I'm saying? Like this should have been done a long time ago, you know? They absolutely could have got away with that like 6 updates ago and everything would have been fine. But it's amazing how it took them long enough. The complexities of our VFX within Unreal Engine. Isn't Unreal Engine one of the easiest, most intuitive engines to develop a game in? I'm sure that you could Google it. You know what I mean?
I mean, there's a ton of videos of kids making games.
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
Kids. Yeah.
On YouTube. Look it up.
Gadgeteer. So this is one of those weird changes where it makes sense that they released the perk as a little bit less exciting than it could be, so that it didn't overly buff the gadgets in a negative way. Now it's going to 10, 20, 30% cooldown reduction, and they increase the cost of it. I haven't noticed a very significant change with this, but I also haven't played a ton of Demolition and prioritized Gadgeteer to see what the benefits and the drawbacks for that was. So far, it hasn't felt like it's increased gadget spam whatsoever. It feels like it's more impactful in the respawn modes. That's just how it feels to me.
Yeah.
And it's only giving you like, even with the buff for the Gadgeteer perk, it's only like down by seconds. It's not like an excessive amount,
Yeah.
So it's not going to be noticeable. Just about, it's going to be down to like 2 to 3 seconds depending on which tier it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we'll see. I think that keeping it at 10, 20, 30% is a good place for it to exist now. Once they start getting it into 25, 50, 75%, or 15, 30, 45, that's going to be crazy. They need to keep it where it's at right now and be done with it, All right. I'm going to hop the Flinch thing again. King of the Hill. We've played King of the Hill in the quick play thing. Don't know why they made it multiple rounds. Still no explanation for that whatsoever, but it plays like King of the Hill, So, it is what it is. And then Sniper Flinch. Let's talk about Sniper Flinch for a second here. Where's the Flinch?
That's in the game?
Yeah, exactly. Where's the Flinch, dude? Like, it's in there. I've played snipers, since the update came out. I've seen it. But if you are good and you know what you're doing with sniper rifles and you've played sniper rifles a ton, you see no noticeable difference with this whatsoever.
Especially if you're doing it in every game you play.
Yeah, exactly. Right. It's not enough. If you want to try to balance the snipers out, you have to do something different than making a flinch that is not really a flinch whatsoever, that refocuses your aim back to where it originally was. Like, it's just not enough, man. There needs to be another mechanic added. Even if they get rid of the flinch and they add a different mechanic into the game, I'm perfectly fine with that. Like 1,000%. But this,
just add a sway.
Exactly. Or a breathing mechanic or something. Yeah. Because most snipers are run, ADS, shoot, roll. Run, ADS. Yeah. That's all they're doing, man.
Yeah. And it's not enough time for even if they do even if they implemented a sway mechanic, if they're doing that, it still probably wouldn't be enough.
Yeah, because I mean, how often do you play with a sniper or you see a sniper that is playing and they are they're hard scoping. They're consistently scoping one specific area. When I play with snipers, I do that because that's what I'm used to doing from playing snipers from other games. You know what I mean? You scope in on an area, you see where the enemy's at, you try to see their movement patterns and everything. You hold your breath or do whatever mechanic they have in game to make you steady. You take the shot and then you un-ADS and you try to move to a different position. That's kind of how I play Rogue Company, but that's not the way to snipe in Rogue Company. The way to snipe is to run, ADS, shoot, run, ADS, shoot, hip fire, hip fire, hip fire, hip fire.
And apparently you hit your shots too.
I mean,
only if they're moving.
Yeah, right. But yeah, man, it's nothing. It's no noticeable difference whatsoever. And I think that, like, if anything, it's messed with people's heads more than it's made it difficult to snipe. Because I've seen some people, like on Reddit and Twitter, they're like, man, this is rough, man. I was a good sniper and now I'm not. And it's like, if you don't think about it, you don't know. If they would have put this in the game and not said anything about it and people didn't make videos on it, then it would be no difference whatsoever.
They wouldn't even know.
No, they would. Somebody would be like, hey, why is my screen bouncing up and down when I'm getting shot while scoping? Like, it would take like 2 or 3 weeks for a video to surface on Reddit and people start asking questions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So no noticeable difference. They really need to do something. I understand that, like, the game is a little bit more fast paced. I know that you wanted to increase the time to kill to make the game a little bit more fast paced. You successfully have done that because that's where we're living at right now within Rogue Company. But if you're going to have people running around and pop shotting people with the sniper rifles, then you're going to have to put some type of mechanic in there that stops them from doing that as successfully as they're currently doing it. That's all there is to it. That's the beans and taters of that issue.
And I am a sniper, so.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's like playing with Rubio. Rubio's like, yeah, I mean, I can tell, but it's not going to, like,
affect him.
Exactly.
It does not affect him.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we did get a couple of bug fixes here. Some notable ones are Dahlia's Danger Close cooldown partially resetting after linked with a teammate. So that's her ability, Danger Close. So they fixed that. Fixed an issue that when reclaiming a C4, players would drop an additional C4. Never saw that. That's crazy. Fixed an issue where gadget cooldowns would get reset when purchasing an upgrade. That's still in the game because I was experiencing that last night. Glitch hack now appropriately affects gadgets that are in hand. So when they made glitch changes, they're like, whenever you have a gadget in hand, whether you're like aiming it or not, whenever you get hacked, you're supposed to put it away. I guess they finally got around to watching the fucking RCCS footage, because guess what happens whenever a glitch hack comes out? Everybody pulls their gadgets out and hold them in their hand. Don't aim them or anything. And then when the glitch hack goes away, they still have access. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, dude. Whenever your competitive players are exploiting the game like that, maybe get on it just a little bit faster. Just a little bit, you know? Same thing with the targeting through smoke. That's existed since the game existed, you know, like, come on. So that is the formal affair update. Looking at the update through the lens of the update notes, it's not a terrible update. It's not the best update. There's not enough significant weapon balance. There's not enough significant rogue balance in there to make it like a complete W of an update. There's no LMPX nerf. There's nothing to do with any of these like really, really, really overpowered weapons that are in the game currently. And since there's no longer a competitive scene, there's no reason to keep them in the meta. That's all I'm going to say. You don't have anybody competing right now unless you're hopping into a $150 Elven tournament. So there's no reason to keep these viable anymore. You can balance them and you're not going to upset anybody. It's okay. We can do this. But there was a lot of issues when this update came out. I'm kind of glad that I didn't play it the day that it came out.
Yeah.
Because, dude, these people on Twitter and Reddit were on fire. They were just handing it out like crazy. They were handing it out so much that they finally did something right. The developers finally did something right. Okay. This was posted on September the 9th, which was yesterday at 3:30 p.m. They waited a little long, but it's fine. We want to address some of the issues many of you have experienced since the launch of the formal affair update and what we plan to do next. There's a link here. When you click on that link, guess where it takes you? It takes you to the Reddit page where Radar posted a post on Reddit. They finally listened, guys. It's only taken them 3 years, but they finally listened to us. If you're going to address the community, address it on all social media platforms. Hats off to you guys. So this is what Radar had to say. Hey, Rogues, we wanted to quickly note this week's update and where things stand. First, we want to sincerely thank everyone for their patience and for reporting their experiences through what was admittedly a difficult update. We had several issues which the team has either addressed or is in the process of tackling as soon as possible. A few that have been resolved. The Battle Pass being inaccessible was due to an unfortunate configuration issue which didn't unlock the content properly. The same issue impacted contracts as the Battle Pass. Thanks to your reports, we noted an issue where players could receive a duplicate cosmetic in their supply drops. We immediately turned off the ability to open these and resolve the issue internally before rolling out a fix a few hours later. While the number of impacted players was minimal, we will fix those players' accounts by granting them another supply drop. This is the list of immediate things we are working on addressing, but is not fully inclusive. This is not a fully inclusive list. Jitter animation. This has been fixed internally, but will require a hot fix. So this is where, like, whenever you see somebody glitching through the floor, that's what the jitter, I guess. Camera pop. This bug is still being reviewed and worked on. Why is there not a description of what these bugs are? Like, if you want the community to help you recreate these bugs, then why is there not a description explaining what this is? Jitter animation. And in parentheses, whenever a player, glitches through the floor. Okay, I know what that means.
Oh, yeah, saw that. Bunch.
Exactly.
Every match.
Yeah. Camera pop. Have no idea what that is.
Yeah, what's that?
I have no clue what that is. I don't know.
I feel like I experienced it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
I don't know what it is, but pretty sure it happened.
Yeah.
Bunch.
Ranked rewards, we're planning a script to grant these items to everyone meant to receive them. We'll announce when this has been completed. Network disconnect, we are actively working on this bug. Please note we consider intentionally creating this scenario an exploit and will take action against accounts abusing it. So they disabled ranked because they're actually not going to take any actions against anybody abuse. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way. When people figured out how to recreate the bug and they couldn't fix it or patch it in that moment, that's when they should have disabled ranked, Ranked issues with parties, we have fixed this internally and are working on rolling it out. So right now you can't queue with other players or, other people in your party in ranked, from what I understand. We have a good list of other issues folks have reported, and we really appreciate it. Many of those are also in process, and we will provide updates as more information becomes available next week. Once we have resolved the major issues on the list, we plan to turn on double Battle Pass experience for everyone the following weekend as a thank you for sticking with us. This might be the worst update that they've had since Canon was released.
Sheesh.
That, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was a rough update, dude.
The only difference is this is the second Battle Pass after it's shipped.
Exactly, right?
Out of beta,
and you release an update that completely breaks your game. Rank can't be played. People are glitching through the floor. Where's the sniper flinch? Like, there's all kinds of issues. You know what I'm saying? And this is not good. This is not good. When you have people coming out of the woodwork and they're like, I'm done. I'm done with this game because we get an update for a new battle pass and new changes. There's minimal changes. There's a mediocre battle pass, and you can't access the battle pass on the first day for 6 hours. Open a supply drop and you get the same thing that you already own. Don't know if that's going to get fixed or not, but I guess I have 2 Kestrel skins now as opposed to 1, and they're the same thing. It's rough, man. It's rough. And if the game was still in beta, then you would have something to blame it on. But it's no longer in beta. It was just a terrible update. And we've seen terrible updates, right, in other games. But I don't know if we've seen one like this bad. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, that battle pass, that's bad.
Yes, that's...
Dude, most people, you update the game, you hop on there, first thing they're going to do, you're going to get the battle pass.
Start grinding.
Try to start working on it.
Well, just imagine, it didn't load in for 6 hours. How many people were like, I'm not buying this fucking battle pass on this shitty game?
Exactly.
Fuck that. I'm done. No, I'm done.
Yeah, exactly. It's rough, man. It's rough. And
I've seen a lot of people on Twitter saying they're done.
Yeah, a lot of people.
More than ever before.
Yeah, and you can't blame them. You can't blame them because there's issues, bugs, things that have existed in the game since it was in beta, since it was in closed beta, that still haven't been fixed, that still haven't been addressed.
I was going to say, we can be absolutely sympathetic to the programmers and everything on like, we understand it's hard to fix these things, but like, you're charging people money. Like, I know it's a free-to-play game, but you're selling shit in game, doing all kinds of stuff, selling the battle pass, and you still can't fix bugs that we've had issues with since beta, since the beginning of the beta.
Yeah. Yeah.
Servers are dog shit. Ugh.
Yeah. Matchmaking is barely functioning.
Barely.
Don't get me started on backfill.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude.
Well, the other night, I think the person left before we started the first round on the other team. We were winning 4-0. They finally start getting a backfill, and then he isn't able to come in until the last round.
Yeah. But they don't want to punish players for leaving the game. Well, maybe they
fine. If you could fix your fucking backfill, that's great.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
I left the game on Rainbow Six Siege, and I was banned from playing ranked or unranked for 5 hours of in-game time.
Yeah. That's how this should be.
Yeah, you sit through that a couple of times, you'll stop leaving.
Yeah. Because here's the thing, man. The people that leave and get that penalty and they're like, I'm done, are not going to come back to the game anyway. So what are you really losing? Like, you're hoping on the off chance that someone that left, that got fed up enough to leave the game and said that they were done with it, will actually see something interesting in one of your updates and then reinstall the game and hop on there, and they still have a deserter penalty. You're afraid that that's going to happen? No, that's not what happens realistically at all. If they're done, they're done. That's just the end of it. And players that leave games like that consistently leave games like that with no penalties or anything, no wonder your matchmaking is terrible. No wonder your player base is consistently declining over time. If you're not going to contribute in the match whatsoever, and you're going to purposefully throw, get out.
Or
Get them.
go AFK in the back on purpose and not do anything the whole time.
Well, dude, sometimes you yell at them and they fucking step it up.
Yeah, that's what they needed. They needed that motivation.
Yeah, somebody be like, help.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, okay, I was just riding the zip line.
Yeah, over and over again.
Over and over.
Yeah, you missed that last night, Garbo.
True story, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Damn,
For the full match, all like 8 rounds, the dude would just run to the center of the map and ride the zip line up and down, not even to the like side to side, just up and down.
The dude's name was Nick, and Griffin was like, Nick!
Yeah.
Nick!
Yeah. I was upset. I was, dude. It was rough.
I mean, it sounds like he was trying to throw it.
Yeah. And that's the thing, man. I don't know, like a new account, I think level 20, 24, something like that. Definitely a new player. Probably loaded into Demolition, not knowing what it is.
We were doing the game mode thing.
Oh yeah, that's right. Quick play.
That's what we were doing.
Yeah. So we were doing quick play, loaded us into a game of demo. And this guy either was not a fan of single life game modes or had way too much fun. They've never played a game with zip lines on it or something. I don't know. But yeah, dude. And here's the thing, man. If you're going to be that player, if you're going to do that kind of stuff, if you're going to troll and not one round, but the entire game, you deserve to have someone yell at you. I've been yelled at. I've been yelled at for way less. So, you know. But speaking of quick play, so from what I understand, this is something that was not supposed to be added into the game yet. I'm going to get rid of my camera and the Discord thing so we can see this in full. But this is something, from what I understand, was not supposed to be included in the game. It was released on the update. It was live for a little while. People were queuing into it and everything. They took it out and then they put it back in, I guess, as the LTM mode for the weekend to gather feedback on it. But whenever you go to quick play, it has a list of different game modes here. So the way that quick play works in theory is it's a 4v4 game mode, 4 versus 4 players. And it's everything. Not everything, but it's a select few game modes. You have Battle Zone, Countdown, Demo, Dodgeball, Extraction, King of the Hill, Sabo, and Team Deathmatch. And also Strikeout is lumped in there too. It's not listed here, but I queued into a quick play and it put me in a game of Strikeout. And it's cool, man. You can hop on there. It's kind of random, but there are some flaws here. There are some definite flaws and drawbacks with the quick play system. And the number one thing, and this is what I noticed when I looked at this, whenever I first loaded into the game, I'm like, why is Battlezone, Extraction, and Demo and Dodgeball part of this? It's a completely different player base that plays single life game modes versus respawn game modes. And if you're wanting to introduce a quick play system, it should probably be split to where you have respawnable quick play and single life quick play, because the same situation that happened with Sir Nick is going to happen to everybody. And it happened to us constantly. We would queue into a game of quick play. It would put us in Extraction, Dodgeball, Demolition, whatever, single life game mode. And people would just start dropping like flies, dude. They would just be leaving like crazy because it's a single life game mode. They don't know what to do.
They don't want to watch. They want to
And
play.
then people start being like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yes.
I mean, you were just like, Nick, where are you? He's riding the zip line. But it's, you know, how toxic they are.
Oh, yeah, I know.
The people we played with, like, what the fuck are you doing, son?
Yeah, right.
Shout out to your mom, Griffin.
Yeah, right. I'll tell her you said, hey, you know. But I like the idea of quick play. I really do like the idea of quick play. And I like the idea of putting all the LTMs in quick play and separating the queue out from single life to respawn and having it exist for what it is, because it's cool. You never know what you're going to get. It's always interesting. It's always something different. I played TDM on there. We played King of the Hill. We played Extraction a pretty good bit. We played some Demo, some Dodgeball. We had a pretty good time with it. It's fun. It's interesting. It shakes things up in a very interesting and unique way. They just need to go in there and make some quality of life changes to it. One of the biggest quality of life changes is you don't know what the game mode is whenever you're loading into the game. It says it whenever you select your rogue in the top left-hand corner. I guarantee you, if you poll people on Twitter and say, hey, did you know that it tells you what the game mode is and what map you're playing on in the top left-hand corner of the rogue select screen, they're going to be like, really? Does it? Like, I guarantee that, you know? And then there's like these little quips that the announcer says, like, you know, they'll say dodgeball for dodgeball, or they'll say strikeout for strikeout. But on Demolition, it's like defend the bomb or plant the bomb. And it's like, what are we playing? What are we doing? I'm pretty sure it does the same thing in Sabotage. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have these quips for these specific game modes, which is fine because it adds a little diversity into it. But at the same time, like, you need to let people know what they're getting into. So maybe put it on the splash artwork for the map, maybe with some pictures explaining to people.
Oh,
hey,
yeah. Instead of like, we won't ever ask for your password.
Yeah, exactly. Right. You know how, like, whenever you would queue into something on Warzone, there would be 3 pictures and it's like, you know, capture the money drops and blah, 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 blah. And you know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah. Why can't we do that? Why can't we say, like, you know, attack the objectives? There's 2 objectives, A and B. Attack one of them and plant the bomb, or defend, or, you know what I'm saying? Like,
single life.
Yeah, exactly. Right. That should be in gigantic letters too.
Yeah.
It should say respawn or single life in the biggest letters that you can. Like, Microsoft Paint doesn't even go high enough on the numbers to get you to that size text. You know what I'm saying?
The whole screen. Because I think that's what happened. As soon as they die, they're like, oh, I'm not back. I'm out.
Yeah. And there's no penalty, so might as well leave, right?
Queue it up.
Mm-hmm. So I do like this idea of quick play. There are quality of life changes, but one thing that would be super cool is if they would get rid of 6v6 TDM. Let's just get rid of it. Let's get it out of the game. If you want 6v6 team deathmatch, put it in custom matches and let people experience it that way. It runs like shit, like legit. Switch players can't access it, and it runs like crap. I have a decent PC over here, and I still can't run 6v6 TDM worth of shit. There's just way too much explosions, way too much entities on the map. Like, it's bad. You know what I'm saying? Get rid of it. Make it quick play, single life, quick play, respawn, and then strikeout and demolition. But make strikeout and demolition, whenever you queue into those modes, make them have the ranked rules. As opposed to, like, being, okay, it's 6 round, you know, the first to 6 in demolition wins. Make it first to 7. Give us the pistol rounds back. Make us have picks and bans. Make us go through all of that stuff. But you don't gain or lose RP. That way people can experience what ranked is like before they hop into ranked. And on top of that, before they do their ranked placement matches, maybe have them play 5 non-ranked versions. You see what I'm saying?
Just so they know, man. Nobody's doing the tutorial. The tutorial don't tell you shit.
Yeah.
Here's how to shoot a gun in a game. Okay.
Yeah.
You know?
So,
that would help a lot.
Yeah, exactly. So essentially you're having to play 15 matches to be able to get in there and to get your ranked placement matches. But at least you go into your placement matches knowing what you're doing, knowing how the mechanics of the game mode work, and they make you a more successful player by doing that. So every reset, force people to play 5 games of the non-ranked, play the 10 placement matches, and then if they want to continue to play ranked, let them continue to play ranked from there.
Well, dude, these new people, they don't know how to plant the bomb or throw it down.
Yeah, exactly, right.
They're begging them.
Yeah, please.
And they have no idea.
Yeah, I'm over here asking them what input method they have so I can try to explain to them how to throw the bomb down.
Or plant it, like.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell them how to use their ability. It's like.
Yeah. I'm over here like asking people, I'm like, hey, Garbo, how do you use your ability on a PlayStation controller? So, you know what I'm saying? So I can tell this dude how to do it, man. Like, it's crazy.
Playing without a full squad is a whole nother game.
Exactly. Right.
It's a whole nother game, dude.
It really is.
Yeah.
And it ain't good.
No.
It's not a, yeah.
It ain't good.
It's not a fun time.
And if they want to keep quick play as it is, where you have single life and respawn game modes, then do something like Corey suggested, where you can go in and you can uncheck specific game modes. I think that's a genius idea as well. That might break the game more if they do that, because it might accidentally queue people into those game modes, like knowing the way that things have been going. But have a full breakdown of all the game modes in there and with a full description, and let you go in there and like, okay, I want to play all the single life modes. So I'm going to click extraction and dodgeball, demolition, fuck battle zone. Oh, sabotage isn't that bad. Y'all want to throw that in the yeah, let's do that. Bam, there you go. You have your own customized queue right there at your fingertips. Most people are not even going to go in there and do that. They're just going to leave the game because there's no penalty for it. So you're not really losing or hurting anybody by doing that. So, it is what it is.
If they're not going to do that, at least separate it between single life and.
Yeah, exactly.
Respond. Yeah.
At least do that.
Yeah.
People leaving.
Yeah. And here's the thing, man. Like, they made that change to King of the Hill, right? Let's say that some Countdown. I don't know if I've ever played Countdown. I don't think I have. But let's say Countdown is something that is showing up in the popular queue, right? And there's some issues with it. There's some things that they need to do. They can tweak it on the back end. Disable Countdown from being a queueable game mode. Fix it. And then whenever you hotfix the game or release a patch, put those changes in there and those fixes in there with it, and then re-enable it. It gives them the ability to fix things kind of on the fly at that point, instead of like taking their time fixing some of like Extraction was disabled for forever. And they came up with this genius way of fixing it, which was really like, we're going to put dodgeball rules in there. You know what I mean? Like,
I guess I fixed it. I mean,
yeah, I don't know.
I don't think that was wrong.
Yeah.
Just happy to see it.
Yeah. Same. But yeah, quick play. I really hope that I hope they get a good response over the weekend. If they disable it, that's fine. Maybe that'll allow them to be able to make good changes to it. Bring it back in full time, because I've been enjoying being able to hop into different game modes and just playing whatever comes up. Like, I don't
Fix
like
the contracts.
Yeah. You don't get contracts.
Fix it.
Yeah. You don't earn anything for your contracts whenever you're in quick play. It's probably because it's not supposed to be in the game right now, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, not supposed to be.
Yeah, right. Accidentally turned on, So on the heels of this, we got a very important announcement that happened yesterday as of recording this. This is from the RCCS Twitter, guys. We've made the difficult decision to discontinue the RCCS. We greatly appreciate all of the players, viewers, and staff that have supported and participated in the RCCS this year. Thank you for everything, and good luck out there, rogues.
No.
Yeah, right. No.
Wow.
Then we get a tweet here from Rome. So Rome, quote, retweeted this and said, "With this announcement, my time running the RCCS has come to an end, heading up 3 successful LAN events, 16 online qualifiers, 9 online broadcasts, and running the comp Twitter at Rogue Company CS was an amazing experience that I couldn't be more grateful to have had this year." Competitive is dead. As of right now, competitive is
The Rome tournaments are done.
Yes. So there's a lot to unpack here, but there's no official announcement as to why they're discontinuing it. And I think that there's several factors that contribute to this decision. I think the fact that you're giving $20,000 away in a tournament that you have 400 people watching probably had something to do with it.
That doesn't count the plane tickets,
Yes.
the hotel rooms, or
Yes.
the Airbnbs, whatever. I mean, the
Yeah.
staff. Come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's way more. It's probably what they spent last time.
Yeah, probably.
I mean,
Yeah. And the original RCCS came up, the spring series, and they decided that they didn't want to bring any more European teams. They also thought increasing the prize pool for the event, the LAN event itself, would bring more players into it, and it did. Whenever you watch the qualifier matches, you saw more people participating in the qualifying matches to try to get involved in it. Then you also had the ladies only strikeout tournament, which was fun to watch. It sucks that they only broadcast a handful of the games, but it was still fun and it was still interesting. But they went back after that original RCCS event and they're like, we need to throw more money at this.
mm-hmm.
Without actively going out and trying to find sponsors, without actively going out and trying to find any type of funding for it whatsoever, without any, like, you had some orgs getting involved in this, but not a lot of orgs. There were some teams had org associations, some teams didn't. So you had some representation there, but they didn't take it to the next level. If they would have dialed that prize pool back just a little bit, if they would have reduced some of the staff that they had a little bit, because we really don't need 8 different casters for a 3-day event. We just don't. I know it's a job, but you're doing 3 days worth of work and you're probably making, what do you think? 2,500? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I'd be interested to see those numbers.
Yeah, exactly. You know? Yeah. If they ever paid them. We had that post on the last episode about the casters and the win,
Radar said the check's on the mail.
Yeah, I wonder if it's been cashed.
I'd like to.
Yeah.
I'm interested.
It's interesting how all this lined up, though, because you had that tweet came out from Peace Story about not getting paid. Checks in the mail next week. The following week, the RCCS has been discontinued.
They're like, all right, we had to pay people. Shut it down.
Yeah. So just in winnings alone, you've got almost 40 grand going out right there.
Yeah.
That
didn't get very many numbers.
Yeah. Not very many numbers at all. You didn't have any sponsors. You didn't have anybody backing it whatsoever except for High Res themselves and First Watch Games. You didn't have any of the developers or any of the community managers or anybody actively participating in any of this. Like, that would have been interesting if they would have, brought in Pretty Hair, because he started out as a caster. It would have been nice to see him pop back up.
He should have been there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
At least the last day.
Yeah, right.
Come on. You ain't that busy, dude.
Yeah, it would have been nice, if they would have had the community manager show up. It would have been nice if they could have teased some stuff for the upcoming update during all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot that they could have done there just internally, but they just didn't do it. There's also a lot that the person putting on the event could have done on the back end to try to get more money into it, to get more attention to it. That didn't happen. There's also more eyes could have been on it by, actively engaging in social media, and that didn't happen. We talked about that at the end of the last RCCS.
Why was it only streaming on Twitch?
Oh, it was streaming on YouTube.
Was it?
Yeah, but YouTube was only netting about 30 to 40 viewers.
Well, I tried to find the stream. I couldn't find it. I'd rather watch it on YouTube. That's better.
When you're averaging between 350 to 450 people on Twitch, and then you're averaging about 50 to 100 people on YouTube, that's not good for a tournament.
It was higher the last day.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons, but
yeah.
Still.
Yeah. And then there's a lot of money. And then you also have to contribute other factors into this. Look at all of the unnecessary drama that went into all this stuff. You had players calling out casters. You had casters calling out players. You had players calling out organizers. You had players calling out the developers. You know what I'm saying? This goes back to some of that stuff where I reached out to Radar and was like, hey man, do you guys not have like a terms of service? Like, what's going on over here? Because even though it's a smaller tournament, it shouldn't have escalated to this level. It should have been handled internally. Like, I'm just saying, this isn't good. This fake drama, or this drama that's being brought up for no reason whatsoever, it's not helping. It's making you look like a childish tournament, a childish event.
Bad PR.
Yes, absolutely bad PR. And I mean, we kind of saw. I can't remember.
Tried to tell him.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I did. Yeah. I absolutely tried to, and it just fell on deaf ears. So what can you do? But I'm very interested to see what happens, because there's a lot of people that's like, okay, the game's moving on. Okay, this. Okay. I don't think, like, here's what I anticipate to happen with Rogue Company going forward. I think that we'll see a lot more grassroots tournaments going on. We may see the return of like CMG, esports, things like that, where you have strictly online tournaments and things like that. I think that the people that are interested in playing competitively are still going to have that avenue. No, the payouts aren't going to be that much. But here's the thing. If I'm a competitive player and I make my money off of playing competitive video games, I'm not going to sink all of my time and money into one specific game at that point, unless I'm somebody like Scump, or unless I'm like, if I'm picked up by an org and I'm actively receiving a paycheck from said org, I'm playing whatever game they're telling me to play. But if I'm a free agent and I can play whatever I want to and participate in whatever tournaments that I want to, I'm probably going to, spread my time out, invest in other games as well as Rogue Company, because it's a 3-day event. You have qualifiers for 4 to 6 weeks leading up to it. If you qualify early, then you don't have to worry. You see what I'm saying? Like, time management is a thing. So, but I don't think that the comp scene's going away at all. I think that given the right person and the right opportunities, that it can be brought back bigger and better than ever, especially someone that's very passionate about the game, passionate about the scene, and wants to try to grow it and try to bring other people into it. Not only players, but also bring companies, corporations, things like that into it, to see the potential behind it and to grow it. But in order to do that, you're going to have to get rid of the complete toxicity and nonsense from the competitive players. You're going to have to get the developers to clean their game up and make it presentable on a large stage. And then you're going to have to find the right time for it to happen. And in theory, right now is the right time for it to happen. COD's not out yet. Battlefield failed drastically. Apex is up and coming in a big way, You've got a ton of games that are currently in beta that people are trying out and they're making content on and trying to get involved in, but they're going to be in and out of beta for the foreseeable future. So right now would be the perfect time to do it. You didn't capitalize on the dip in the market, and that's where you failed. I'm tired. Here's what I'm going to say real quick. I'm tired of being right on this podcast. I mean, for real, man. I said whenever...
Let them know, man.
Yeah. We said it here on the podcast when the spring series ended, and continued to say so, that if they didn't get their shit together, then that's not going to go anywhere. I thought that it would last until the end of the year. It didn't even make it that far.
I was shocked to hear him cancel.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? The money's gone already? Damn.
Yeah.
The money's gone.
Shit.
Yeah. So I think that this is a lesson to everybody at First Watch Games. It's also a lesson to the players and the competitors. You live in the world that exists and the world that you help contribute to. If you want it to be big, you have to think big, you have to act big, and you have to present yourself big. If you're going to present yourself like some high schoolers, then it's going to come off as a high schooler tournament, and it's not going to go anywhere. When you start prioritizing money over viewership, that's your problem.
Well, here's the thing with that. If you prioritize viewership, then in comes the money.
Exactly.
You got to fake it till you make it, dude.
Yeah.
That's how it works, man. Like you can't make any money on the internet unless you got people watching.
And a lot. You need a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
And this game has the competitive nature that you can get plenty of people who like to watch video gameplay. It could be really great. It's just a matter of, like you said, presenting the game well, making sure that it's in a pristine situation where you can put it on a big stage. Because as unfair as it is to these developers, you have to make a game that can compete with AAA games. You have to. I was going to say, if you're not even near as polished as that, then you're just not going to compete.
The orgs, man, that look at this game, because an org is like, all right, this is what you're going to play.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're a good player. This is the game. They're looking at this game and they're like, no, this ain't ready.
There's too many bugs.
None of them will give it the time of day.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
That's not a good sign.
and they came out strong with that 100 Thieves collaboration. And
Yeah.
where did that go?
Yeah.
I don't see any 100 Thieves playing this game.
No, not at all.
And I don't see Dr. Disrespect playing this game.
Because when
I mean, maybe there should be a conversation there with some of these people that they're doing these collaborations with. Like, what do we need to do to make it more viable for you and your org to play this game competitively?
Because, dude, Dr. Disrespect keeps playing Call of Duty. He hates it.
Yeah.
Hates it.
But that's
absolutely
what's
hates
hot.
it.
He has to play it. There's only a few titles.
Yeah.
Why can't Rogue Company be one of those?
Exactly.
He plays Valorant.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. 1000% correct. It's a shame that the state that the game is currently in. It's also a shame that they're not using what they have at their disposal to gain as much notice as they possibly can. Here's all I'm going to say. I was watching someone stream on Twitch the other day, and there was a Twitch ad that popped up for Dead by Daylight. Okay. Dead by Daylight has been out for how long at this point?
A hot minute.
Exactly.
At least 5 years.
Yeah. If not longer than that.
Sure, longer. Yeah.
Yeah.
It dropped in 2016.
So yeah. And you see this ad pop up and it shows, some of the different characters in the game. It popped up 50 million players worldwide. What happened to all that touting about 25 million players? What happened to all this stuff? Like, we know that number's not realistic, but your average viewer isn't going to know that. You have to feed the beast, man. You have to get out there and do what you need to do instead of like, okay, the game shipped. We're going to move part of the team over to work on this other game. That's why Paladins didn't go anywhere. That's why Smite is slowly but surely down ticking. Smite was an anomaly that got in when the getting was good and did something interesting and unique in that particular moment. It's on the downtick. You decided to revive your Battle Royale, Realm Royale. It came and went so fast. Nobody's talking about Realm Royale. Nobody cares about Realm Royale. It came and it went so fast. And now you're working on another game that is appealing to a smaller niche than third-person shooter gamers. It's appealing to the Smash Brothers player base. Yes, there's only one or two games like it, but it's a 3D version of that, and it takes place in the Smite world. You could have taken all of your high-res properties and made a Smash Brothers type game with those characters.
Across the board.
Yeah. But you
all of them.
Yeah, but you decided to use one specific game to appeal to a very small amount of players and change
pulling all these other people.
Yeah.
And Demons in that? Shit.
Exactly, right.
That's the thing is Smash Bros. Players play Smash Bros. They don't play much of anything else.
Yeah.
So you're pulling in such a small audience here.
Yeah. I mean, we can look at the success of Multiverses. Multiverses came out huge. A lot of people interested in it. Nobody's talking about it anymore.
It went down pretty quick, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
About a week.
Yeah.
And then it was like, well.
Yeah.
My question is if
That's
you
dumb.
can't, they haven't made like a super successful game since Smite. Like, there's some that are hit and miss here and there, but Smite was it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they
Big
keep
time.
making games, and they'll pull them out of beta, and then they'll mess with them a little bit until they crash their player base, and then they'll move on to another game.
Yeah.
How the fuck are they continue to get funding for their new fucking games if they can't make a successful one? Is it all riding off the back of Smite at this point? Because it's still going.
I mean, because it's not publicly traded, it's private investors, and yeah, exactly, and it's pretty much.
Typically, I'm all for private investing companies because you're not beholden to the board and your fucking shareholders where you have to continue to make a for sure increase in profits every year, so you don't have to listen to bullshit. You can be more creative, and I'm all for that. But this to me seems like a company that's publicly traded. They're just moving from one project to the next, hoping to make a cash cow at some point.
Yeah.
That's really what it seems like. Is they're just
does seem
continuously
that way.
moving on until they hit their cash cow. And I'm scared that Rogue Mobile is going to be that cash cow, and that's what they're going to be focusing on from here on out across the board.
Yeah. I can definitely see that happen.
Mobile games just have a better market because you have plenty of these third world countries where nobody has a computer, but everyone has a cell phone.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. And if they're smart, they will redistribute that wealth and grow the rest of their properties with the money that they make off of something like that.
Trickle down.
I guarantee
unless
you.
they get another CEO or CFO, I don't see that freaking happening.
Well, they came out of the gate strong with Rogue Company. Tons of people downloading it, tons of people playing it, spending money on it. They made enough money on it to make a mobile port of it and to also fund the development of a Smash Brothers clone. And they're redistributing that wealth, which is fine as long as they continue to do that, but they're going to have to allocate those resources in the right places.
Don't forget about Rogue Company.
Yeah, exactly. And I did see that they were hiring like 28, 30 additional people. I don't know, because the team that's working on Divine Knockout or whatever is a UK-based team. Redbeard Games, I think is the name. They're a UK-based team. You've got First Watch Games, which is located in Georgia. You've got Evil Mojo, which is located in Georgia. And then Titan Forge, I think is the name of the Smite developers. They're located in Georgia. So if Hi-Rez is actively hiring 30 people to work in the Georgia location, then that means they're either gearing up to work on a new title, or they're going to redistribute some of the personnel back to places that they needed to be, because they're using a lot of the same team members. Gandhi worked on Paladins. Then he worked on Realm Royale. Then he worked on Rogue Company. Now he's working on Rogue Company Mobile. I understand that he's making moves and getting higher paid positions. I understand that. But that's just showing you that you have this one person that's working across multiple titles. None of them has been like the most successful. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. And
I'll honestly say that I wouldn't play any of these games if I didn't have friends to play them with.
Yeah.
There's plenty of other competitive multiplayer games that I could play online if I didn't have you guys to play. That goes for
Paladins, yeah. I won't play that shit, but if y'all are like, we're playing it, I'm playing it.
I would have just played Overwatch if not for playing Paladins with you guys.
Yeah.
And if I want a third-person shooter experience, there's other games I can choose from.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. But I'm going to throw my hat out there and say, if you want to revive the competitive scene, and if you have the right amount of money, holla at your boy. I'm just saying, man, because I can knuckle down and make this. I feel like me, and let me assemble my own team and don't let me fucking deal with these fucking high-res esports guys. Like, let me use some of their resources, but don't lump me in there. Let me assemble a team, and I guarantee you that we can make it the most successful competitive game at high-res.
Well, dude, you'd work with people.
Yeah.
You got to be able to work with people, dude. You can't just gatekeep and be like, no, yes, Habbo be in there. Will it?
Nope.
If you find anyone who genuinely cares about this game and the state of it and pay them fairly, you can get this competitive scene going much better than Smite has ever been.
Yes, absolutely.
And there's so many people that fight hard for this game.
Yep.
I've seen tons of your competitive players that I've seen on Twitter, and I've seen a lot of the gameplay in the competitives. Like, these people love this game. They care about it. Like, I don't know, man. There's plenty of people out there that want to watch competitive gameplay, and you could play this up really nicely.
Yeah.
It just takes a little bit of know-how.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you had none of that in your previous competitive scene.
Yeah. But on the heels of that, we're going to head over into the community section. All right, guys, this is the community section of the Unofficial Rogue Company Podcast. If you want to contribute in any way, you can hit us up on Twitter at Broguecast. You can shoot us an email, broguecast@gmail.com, or you can join the Discord. The link will be in the description down below. In the Discord, there is a Broguecast contributions area. So if there's anything that you want to see us talk about, those are the ways to get into contact with us. But first up, we have a post by 3Jad21. PSA, do not watch ads while matchmaking. There is a new bug where if an ad is playing when you get put into a match, the game's FPS gets reduced due to the ad's FPS. Changing performance mode does not fix the problem, and it persists into lobby. Only way to fix it is to restart the game. Wow. Like
yeah, Minnie was on that on Twitter. She was like, "We know.
Yeah.
We're working on it." But ads
are breaking the game. Something
That's crazy, man.
I forget ads exist until somebody mentions them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Too, honestly. Yeah.
I mean,
and it's crazy that the ads that people are watching it. And this dude has 447,000 reputation. He's just watching the ads to watch the ads at this point.
Because.
Yeah. And they're fucking with the frame rate of the game. Oh my God. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
W update.
That's rough.
That's fucking rough as shit, dude.
Horrible.
That's crazy. All right, next up we have a post here by Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's an interesting way of... Anyway, MVP rewards. Yeah, right. MVP rewards, badge counter, gun skin, name change. Ever since the MVP update, it felt like there was something missing from actually being MVP. This is just a rough idea, but let's say someone has won 100 games as MVP. They then receive a different colored badge with the numbers 100. The 100 badge would then replace the location of your Rogue Master badge. Maybe there's a badge of different colors for 200, 300, 400 games, and so forth. There could also be name color changes associated with the MVP badges. MVP gun skin. Again, I feel like this was a golden opportunity to add more content and create a grind for OG and new players beyond basic mastery. We have mastery skins for our rogues. Why not the weapons we master as well? I just feel like MVP could have been fleshed out a bit more so it actually feels rewarding when you get that top spot. Well,
it's like your fucking skill tree thing.
Yeah, right.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. Well, and here's the thing, like they won't even like do better ranked rewards. So why are they going to put MVP rewards in the game? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a good idea. I like the idea of putting something in there. But I also like the idea of like an accommodation type system where you can get in there and rate players that you play with and give them an in-game score. That's never going to happen either. But I don't know, man. The MVP thing just kind of feels very unnecessary. Because it really doesn't do anything. It just displays people at the end of the match, but you can leave the match before it shows the MVP thing. And of course, you're not going to get penalized for it. So most people are just like, okay, you know? But why can't they do something simple? Why can't, if you get MVP, you get more reputation? Or some
skill tree, dude.
Yeah.
Over time, you get enough MVP, you get 2,000 of them. Shit,
yeah.
You get more.
Yeah, exactly.
You grind a lot.
Yeah. I mean, they could definitely work something like that in. I don't think that they're going to. They might come to mobile.
Even this ain't happening. What are you saying? Like,
they might bring it into mobile though. So there's that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Seems like everything the players ask for getting brought into mobile, so it might get But over there, you know?
Well, it was fun to test out the mobile game for him.
Yeah, right.
I guess.
Yeah, for real, right? Next up, we have another post here by Obi-Wan Kenobi. First round pistols only should return. One of the main things I loved about demo was knowing that everyone would be going in using pistols. Aside from being the only one life mode, that was another fun aspect that would be clutch to have back in the mode itself. I agree. I miss the pistol round.
I totally agree. Yeah.
That pistol round, whenever you swap over from attack to defense or vice versa, really can change the momentum of a team.
Oh yeah,
in a big way. Yeah. It comes down to your grit, your gut, and your ability at that point.
It closes a skill gap, dude.
Yeah, yeah, right. So yeah, and if they did something where they put in the non-ranked version but with ranked rules of demolition and strikeout, I think they might be surprised of how many people would actually play that, because it would be a stress-free version of what ranked is.
Yeah, dude. In the comments, people are like, "If you want to play demolition, you need to play ranked."
Yeah, but some people don't want to. They don't want to put themselves, because whenever, like, it's kind of like the white coat syndrome, right? People have a hard time performing in ranked because it's ranked, because there's something up to win or lose. Same thing with people that play competitively. They may be able to hop onto ranked demolition and just wreck ass and be rogue rank in a week and a half or in a day at that point. But once they get into a tournament environment, things are different. Call outs are different. You know, people are shit talking each, you know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, it's a completely different environment. It's like white coat syndrome almost, to where like you build it up in your head. If they had that version of demolition where you had the ranked rules, but you didn't win or lose anything, it would probably be pretty popular, I would imagine. You'd have a lot of people jumping in there, at least to learn how it works, you know? Next up, we have a post here by Daniel ZH. So we covered this dude's post a while back about aim assist on PC versus console, where he broke everything down. You know what I mean? And this is his follow-up. I've got good news and bad news. Which one first? Good news, I finished the video of 3 vital aim assist tests on PC versus console, and the video will be ready in a few hours on my channel. I'll share it here too. Bad news, aim assist on console is better in any aspect, following targets, reacting faster, and better response in close range. Let's get rid of PS4. 60 FPS definitely makes you feel bad compared to 120 FPS. On PS5 and PC, I tested both in 120 FPS and in close, mid, long range, pistol, long, and sniper. Guess what? In long range, they're similar, but in mid to close range, PS5 is better than PC. Side-by-side video tests will be available tonight on my YouTube channel. Stop complaining and be better. Definitely not a fan of crossplay, by the way. Edit, it's there now. So you can actually pull up this dude's YouTube channel here. It's Daniel ZH. He's got 3.99K subs. I'm a subscriber, you know. And you can check it out. It's 2.5 minutes of him doing side-by-side comparisons. I'll leave a link to it in the description down below. I'm not going to go through it right now, but if you're interested in what his findings were, be sure to check that video out. Tell him Broguecast sent you over there. You know what I'm saying? Just share the love a little bit. But yeah, this guy went back and he's saying here that PS5 is better than PC aim assist. So I'm interested to watch the video and see the comparisons to both of them. But he is playing both of them in 120 FPS as well. So if there are different aim assist values and PC is set at 150 FPS, then it's definitely, you see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
If the aim assist is tweaked for 150 FPS and he scaled the FPS down to 120 FPS, then you're not getting, you know, the full response that you would typically get. So, but I'm interested in checking that out. All right, guys. And last up here, we have a post by Andy T2K. Upgradable abilities idea. How would you guys feel about making abilities upgradable? For example, you could spin to make glitches hack, swap things to your team. So base ability destroys placed item. Each upgrade flips one to your team. Barbed wire would hurt the team of the person who placed it, etc. Ronin's knife could remove the beep. Silent running could last longer, and so on. As the abilities are what makes the rogues unique, I think an upgrade system could be relatively simple to do for the devs and could make the characters and gameplay more variable. And then you got somebody that commented on it and said, nope, abilities can become too OP, like that Ronin knife change you just proposed. Number two, there are already a multitude of perks that make abilities better by proxy. You don't need to be able to change everything or add more variability to one of the most variable third-person shooter games I've seen in a while. So this is
maybe not his move, but we've talked about.
Yes, we have
Upgradable perks a bunch.
Yeah. And, like, if you took out, like, Helping Hands and Lifeline and all that kind of stuff from Saint, and you worked that into the upgrade system that you have for the abilities, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you're already spending the money on doing that by the perks, then you can give Saint different perks.
Yeah. Because if you pick him, you're going to do that.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're getting all three if you can.
Yeah, exactly. And they could go in there and just look at the way that a lot of the abilities, because like Ronin's knife could remove the beep. I don't think that they should do that, right? But they could, because she has access to Blaster. So does Dima. They could work in Blaster into the upgrade ability, get rid of those perks completely. So you could actually cut the perk list down significantly.
Yeah.
And revert it back to the original amount of perks, or do something else that we've kind of talked about is, why can't we have game mode specific perks put in place of some of these other perks, like plant the bomb faster, defuse the bomb faster, capture the objective faster. You know what I'm saying? Like, make new,
just all up in there.
Yeah. And then work in some of these other perks into some of the rogues' abilities and make them a little bit, because the rogues' abilities by default are really good. So you don't necessarily have to upgrade them. So when I play Dima, do I buy Blaster? Sometimes I buy Blaster. Sometimes I don't. It just depends on how the match is going and how the map that we're playing on is laid out. If I feel like I can be better with Blaster by playing on Icarus with him, then yeah, I'm going to buy it. But if we're playing Lockout, or if we're playing Skyfell or any of those other maps, I'm probably not going to buy it, because the odds of me hitting someone with it go down significantly because of the map layout. So you can still make those changes and make that happen, get rid of some of these perks, and that would make things very interesting. And some of them would be simple, like Talon. Increase the radius of the dart. That's very simple. You know what I mean?
Like, they already had it in the game. Just put it back.
Exactly. Dallas, increase the duration of the reveal.
Yeah.
Or if they really wanted to go crazy with it, rework his passive ability a little bit and make it damage based as opposed to down based, right? So instead of downing somebody to get the reveal back, you just have to do X amount of damage.
He does enough damage, he gets another one. That's way better.
Yeah.
Because you're putting the work in.
Exactly. So there's definitely room for something like this to happen. And I would honestly 1000% rather see them do something like upgradable abilities over some type of weird ability mastery thing that a lot of people's been throwing around. Like, ability mastery should be a thing, but you shouldn't be able to swap the abilities around to different rogues. You know what I mean?
Identity.
Yeah. But you should have challenges that you can do with the different abilities for the different rogues and gain reputation and gain experience by completing those, So I think that would be kind of cool if they did something, because they could get rid of so many perks by doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Work it into the ability of that character.
Exactly. But yeah, I think this guy's onto something. I think that his approach is off, but I think he's onto something. And like I said, it's something that we've talked about before that they could absolutely do. And if you're spreading that economy out that much more, then you're nerfing a lot of the problems. You're fixing a lot of problems in the game by spreading the economy out. You know what I mean?
Because plenty of people are going to spend money on upgrading their fucking ability.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So they may spend. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I know if like I'm Switchblade or Dima, and if I spend 5,000 to upgrade the ability to do a wider area of damage or more damage, then I would do it in a heartbeat. It'd be one of the first things I purchase.
Yeah. But like if you're doing it with Switchblade, then you're not going to get bulletproof or life drain. Not before you get you see what I'm saying? You get the upgrade first. So she's still going to be a squishy missy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
So it's the same idea with Lancer. If you were able to extend the duration of her ability or whatever, then she's not going to have legendary life drain by round 2.
Yep.
I like that.
Yeah. So it redistributes the economy, and that is how you fix a lot of the issues in the game. Is just by economy redistribution. So, but that is all we had for the community section of the Unofficial Rogue Company Podcast. If you want to contribute in any way in the future, please hit us up on Twitter at Broguecast, shoot us an email, broguecast@gmail.com, or join the Discord server. There's a place to contribute, so please be sure to do that. But for episode number 33, I'm here with Co Reed.
I'm here with Dirt Lord.
I'm here with Garbo.
Sorry, what?
I'm here with Garbo.
I was here, but
wait,
my
hang
phone,
on. That was
crazy.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's got to be a behind the scenes thing. But hey, here we go. I'm here with Garbo.
And I'm here with Griffin.
And thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you guys so much for watching. And we will catch you guys on the next episode. Have a good one.
I'm sorry, what?
No, the best part was when I was like, I'm here with Garbo, and it went, Wah!